President Trump believes that his persecutor, Alvin Bragg, is a reverse racist, as he calls him. And yes, I said persecutor. I don't think he's a just a prosecutor. This guy is a woke, Soros-backed persecutor of anything that they don't like, they being the globalist elite cabal, the neo-Marxists, the radical left, whatever you want to call them. But this prosecutor, according to President Trump, he is a reverse racist. As he posted via Truth Social on Sunday, when Alvin Bragg first attained office, he made it very clear that, like many other prosecutors, there was no case against Donald J. Trump. Then the Biden administration, the Democrats, and the fake news media began pushing him hard, and lo and behold, he said that there might just be a case after all. I knew what that meant. He was being pushed to do something that shouldn't be done. He wasn't willing to stand up to Soros and the Marxists that are destroying our country. And then approximately an hour after that, he posted, there was no misdemeanor here either. There was no crime, period. All other of the many Democrat law enforcement officers that looked at it took a pass. So did Cy Vance, and so did Bragg. But then much later, he changed his mind. Gee, I wonder why. Prosecutorial misconduct and interference with an election. Investigate the investigators. Very, very, very true. Now, let's go back a bit. Here's the pertinent one. This is the one that I like because he calls him a racist. Again, on Sunday, he said, President Trump posted on Truth Social, Biden wants to pretend he has nothing to do with the Manhattan DA's assault on democracy when, in fact, he has stuffed the DA's office with Department of Injustice people, including one top DOJ operative from D.C. who is actually running the horse-face witch hunt. And for those who aren't familiar, he refers to Stormy Daniels, the porn star, or I prefer to think of her as a prostitute. He calls her horseface. Bragg is a Soros racist in reverse who is taking his orders from D.C. I beat them twice, doing much better the second time, and despite their disinformation campaign, they don't want to run against Trump or my great record. And that is at least partially true. I say partially because there is more to it than that. As I noted during my show over the weekend, a little mini show in response to the announcement that it appeared that President Donald Trump was going to be arrested, I said there were actually four different reasons why this is happening. And yes, 2024, stopping Trump is part of it, but it's not the whole thing. They really are coming after us. They're coming after us big time. They're just trying to distract us from the numerous things that are happening against us today. They're also trying to distract us, of course, from the Biden crime family, which is currently in the process of being exposed by Congressman James Comer and their oversight committee. There is a lot more to this than just the 2024 election, but I want to focus on Trump. He calls Bragg a reverse racist. Look, unlike my counterparts, my colleagues on the far left, as well as an uncomfortable number of people in conservative media, I do not throw around the word racist just willy-nilly. Somebody has to demonstrate their racism just because somebody is white, doing something against or with somebody that's black or Hispanic or whatever. I don't just assume that that's racism. And conversely, when it's somebody who's black who's doing something against somebody that's white, I don't just assume racism. But in this case, I think that because of his history in basically transforming criminal justice, molding it in the same way that George Soros has attempted to do and successfully done in many cases across leftist cities across the nation, maybe Trump is on to something. Maybe he is. Maybe Alvin Bragg really is a quote-unquote reverse racist. The powers that be want us to not be eating meat. They want us to eat crickets. They want us to eat lab-grown meat. They want us to eat anything other than actual steaks, burgers, stuff like that. We are fighting back. I have formed a company with a group of veterans who we've decided that we're going to sell beef, and we believe that we're the only company in the nation that sells both freeze-dried beef as well as frozen beef. In other words, you can eat well today with frozen ribeyes and sirloins and New York strips and ground beef and all that stuff. Plus, you'll be stocking up to be able to eat well tomorrow with freeze-dried beef in Mylar bags with the oxygen absorbers that will last a decade. You'll be able to eat the cows today, and you'll be eating the same cows 10 years from now, or whenever it is that the crap hits the fan. Go to WHOLECOWS, wholecows.com. Use promo code JDR at checkout and get 15% off of your beef.